Future Business Leaders of America is a national association for students who are interested in business careers. Over 5,600 students in Nebraska participate in the FBLA program. Benefits include leadership development, career preparation, community service, networking, and challenging competitions. The Nebraska FBLA State Leadership Conference, also known as SLC, is a 3-day conference held each spring. The conference consists of competitive events, seminars, workshops, and awards. Auburn High School, the school in which I teach, attends every year. This year we took 25 students. This year my students competed in an array of events. A few of those events include job interview, accounting, personal finance, impromptu speaking, public speaking, and website design. 8 students were named honorable mention, and 16 students placed in the top 5 out of 5,600 students. This year, the FBLA National Leadership Conference took place in Atlanta, Georgia. In order to qualify, you have to have placed either first, second, or third in an event at the State Leadership Conference. I had 4 students qualify, but only 2 were able to go. There were over 12,000 students from 49 different states competing in Atlanta. We left on June 28th. It took a little over 2 hours to get from Omaha to Atlanta. Nebraska FBLA travels as an entire delegation. We flew with Lincoln Public Schools, Elkhorn, Omaha Central, and a few others. Nebraska took a total of 4 airplanes to get all of our competitors to Atlanta. According to the United States Census Bureau, as of 2015, Atlanta had a population of almost 500,000 people. There are populations from all different ethnicities, but the majority of the population are of African American descent, making up over 50%, and Caucasians making up 38%. CNN Global Headquarters is located in downtown Atlanta. On the first day there, we were able to take a tour. We toured the control room and had the opportunity to go inside Studio 7, where most of CNN's daytime broadcasting takes place. You can see by the picture that it takes many people to make CNN a success. Our next stop was Auburn Avenue. As you can see by the sign in the background, this was fun for the girls because we are from Auburn, Nebraska. Auburn Avenue is the street in which Martin Luther King was born and lived for most of his younger childhood years. The house he was brought home to when he was an infant is actually still standing and is available for tours. How cool is that? One of the most significant things on our Martin Luther King Jr. tour was this church. Martin Luther King Sr. and Martin Luther King Jr. were both pastors here. This, right here, is where he spoke his words of wisdom, where he prayed, where he took people in off the streets. This church is a true symbol of desegregation. Grits. We've all heard the word, but many of us Nebraskans have never had the opportunity to taste them. We went to a restaurant called Pitty Pat's Porch. We were able to get a true southern feel from this restaurant. As I looked through the menu, I decided, why not? I might as well try them. So I had shrimp, grits, sweet iced tea, and peach pie. Atlanta is known for having one of the largest aquariums in the world. The Georgia Aquarium was one of our favorite parts of our trip. It featured a dolphin exhibit with underwater viewing, dolphin shows with animal and human performers, a 4D theater, and many other exhibits containing thousands of other sea animals. The Atlanta Braves, professional baseball. To some, this may be something they hear often, but for me, not so much. We aren't huge baseball fans in my house, but to my surprise, I enjoyed my experience at the Braves game. Despite the heat, we still had a good time, and of course, eating a big stadium hot dog was quite enjoyable. The Atlanta Braves, professional baseball. To some, this may be something they hear often, but for me, not so much. We aren't huge baseball fans in my house, but to my surprise, I enjoyed my experience at the Braves game. They played the Florida Marlins, and despite the heat, we still had a good time, and of course, eating a big stadium hot dog was quite enjoyable. For all of you Star Wars fans out there, you would have enjoyed this. It was Star Wars night at the Braves game, and we got to meet R2-D2. How cool is that? At the end of the game, they put on a huge fireworks show and organized them to go along with the Star Wars theme song. It was one of the best fireworks shows I have ever seen. Coca-Cola. Everyone enjoys a cold Coca-Cola on a hot summer day. We were able to explore the world of Coke during our stay. Our favorite part was the tasting room. It was divided up into continents, and we were able to taste different Coke products that are popular in other countries. It was interesting to see what's common in other places. Even though we toured a lot of different places, we still had FBLA business we had to attend to. We had to attend a campaign. It was almost like a miniature presidential campaign, and the best part about it was that one of our very own Nebraska FBLA members ran for national vice president, Otis Jane from Lincoln. On the last night of the trip, we attended the awards banquet. This banquet calls the top 10 finalists of every event to the stage. The atmosphere is amazing. With over 12,000 students and teachers in one room, you can imagine how pumped up these kids were. Some of them work on these events for months, so to be recognized on stage is quite the honor. Pictured here are all of the students representing the state of Nebraska on stage as a top 10 qualifier in the nation. Nebraska is a strong state, as some states rarely or never get called to the stage. California is one that takes the cake in a lot of events, but they do have much bigger school systems than we do here. The homeless, a topic that so deeply impacted us while we were in Atlanta. The amount of homeless people on the streets is heartbreaking. Statistics say there are at least 7,000 homeless in Metro Atlanta, with 2,000 of those unsheltered on the streets. This is mind-boggling to me. How can this be? Auburn FBLA wants to do something. We know there are many on the verge of homelessness right here in Auburn. Poverty levels are at an all-time high right now. We hope to partner up with other community coalitions to raise money, hold drives, and donate our time. This was a very humbling experience for us all. In my eyes, FBLA is more than just a business organization. It is a place for students to learn and grow personally and professionally. It is a place for them to network with others and to build relationships for the future. It is a place to reach out a helping hand to those who are less fortunate, to build the gap between those from different economic backgrounds, giving everyone an equal chance for success.